Okay, hello and welcome. And this is our second week of looking at the Christian Easter story. And if you remember, we are looking at that word salvation. Salvation to Christians mean about Jesus saving people, helping people. So we're going to have a recap this week. We're going to be looking at what, if you remember, the Christian say is Holy Week, which is made up of Palm Sunday. And this year, Palm Sunday falls on the 28th of March. Then the Last Supper, which is a Thursday, which is the 1st of April this year. Good Friday, which is the 2nd of April. And then Easter Sunday, which is the 4th of April. And if you remember, as I just said, that Christians see this, they know this as Holy Week. And we're going to look in a little bit more detail about each of these days. So if you remember, as I said, so Palm Sunday this year will fall on Sunday the 28th of March. And this is the time when Jesus rode into Jerusalem on a donkey, and people greeted Jesus with palm leaves as a sign of welcome, and they were excited to see them, and they went in the streets and they were waving and shouting and going, "Welcome, Jesus." Now Christians will, on Palm Sunday, will go into church. Some of them here you've got, and obviously maybe not so much this year, but some churches parade into the church. So here you can see down here a picture of some people going into church, and we've got a donkey here. So go into the church service carrying a cross, and they may have a cross here that's been made out of a palm frond. And what we mean by the frond is this bit here. This is the whole leaf, and then you can see one of the bits coming off here, and then that's usually dried and then made into a palm cross. And this event occurs on the Sunday before Easter Sunday, so it's the week before Easter Sunday. And if you remember that Palm Sunday was the day that, as I say, Jesus came into Jerusalem on a donkey with his disciples. They were going into Jerusalem because they were going to celebrate together the special Jewish festival of the Passover, and we're going to have a special meal together. So then, on the 1st of April, Mundi is known as Mundi Thursday, and this is the time when the Christians think about the sadness of, I know it seems strange thinking about a sad time, but they're thinking about the Last Supper, and that Jesus shared with his disciples before his death following day. And that Mundi, some people know it as Mundi Thursday. That word Mundi comes from a language called Latin word for command, and it refers to when Jesus was having his special meal with his friends. He said to his disciples, "Love one another as I have loved you." So he was sort of commanding, he was sort of telling them to love each other as he has loved them. And then you'll find that in some churches we'll have a special evening service about that. And one of the things that Jesus also did in that meal was that it sounds strange, but he washed his disciples' feet, and that was supposed to show a sign that he cared for them and that he loved them. And in some churches, one of the things that they might do is wash somebody, the priest, the vicar may wash somebody's feet to show that he cares for them and to show God's love. So then Good Friday, so that this year Good Friday will be on the 2nd of April. And this will be a day, actually, we won't be in school on that day because it falls part of the Easter holidays. And this is when Christians, it sounds strange to say they celebrate Jesus dying for us, to save us from our sins and to help people to show forgiveness. This whole point about Easter, this whole point about salvation is that Christians believe that Jesus died so that he could then show people how to forgive each other, and that to forgive somebody for something bad they have done will make you feel good and make you a better person. So although these are very sad occasions, Christians know that it is a happier time to celebration is going to follow. And in church, they may celebrate by going to church. If you're a Christian, you might celebrate going to church, or you might, and then you might also have a hot cross bun. So one of the things about a hot cross bun is, if you'll find hot cross buns, I think sometimes you can find them in the shops lots of the time, but they're in shops this time of year, because if you look on the top of the hot cross bun, it has a symbol of a cross on it, and this shows that here, so you can see it's got a cross on the top of it, and that's the symbol of the cross. Christians on Good Friday will eat a hot cross bun to remember about Jesus dying on the cross. And then we've got Easter Sunday. So Easter Sunday this year will fall on the 4th of April. And Christians, if you're a Christian, you might go to church and have a church service at Easter time, and they might share a special family meal and eat hot cross buns again, to think about Jesus coming alive again. And Christians believe that they have a place in heaven when they die to begin a new life. And Christians give and receive eggs to celebrate new life in springtime, and over the time eggs have become chocolate with a special treat inside. But initially eggs were given, it was a real egg, would have been decorated, and then that would have been given as a symbol. And then over time what's happened is the Easter egg then is turned into chocolate, sometimes with a treat inside of it. But it's all that whole idea of the egg sort of symbolizing new life, a new beginning. So what I want you to do today is to think about that Holy Week. As I said, it's a short lesson today. It's just recapping, and we will come back over this story again once we're back in school next week. But thinking about that, about the Easter story, and thinking about how it is sort of spread over a week, where we think about the Palm Sunday when Jesus rode into Jerusalem on his donkey. Then the Last Supper on the Mundi Thursday, where he's having that special meal with his friends. And then this sort of sad time when Jesus died on the cross, and then on the Sunday where he rose again. And your task, what I'd like you to do, is to draw a large egg shape. And then I want you to decorate it to show one of the ways above that Christians think about and celebrate during Holy Week, leading into their belief of a new life. So that's why we've got this egg shape. So I want you to draw a big egg shape, and then think about one of the events again of the Easter story. So it could be like down here, you can see that some of these eggs have been decorated and they've got lots of palm leaves on them to represent and think about the Palm Sunday. Or again, you could draw a picture of Jesus on the donkey, or you could decorate it with the meal, with the table, and Jesus sharing his special meal with his friends. Or like these ones here, you can see these have got lots of different crosses you could draw on your egg to represent Good Friday. Or again, for Easter Sunday as well, you could decorate the egg, thinking about how people are given Easter eggs on Easter Sunday to think about Jesus coming back to life again. Or you could draw a picture of Jesus on your egg, and then underneath the egg write which day it represents. So obviously, so you'd write Palm Sunday, or Mundi Thursday, or Good Friday, or Easter Sunday. And then, as I say, we'll go back over this story again once we're all back in school next week.